inside the playoffs?
In a word, not really. They, I mean, and even with that game, I put this on the battle. I still wasn't sure with either Oakland or Baltimore. I wasn't really sure on either one of them. Well, we didn't know. I don't know wouldn't know a whole lot about them. We're 4 games, now 4 games into the season. But I mean, Oakland showed me a lot of, that they're not the same old Raiders from the last decade or so, just bumbling their way into the bottom of the AFC West cellar. They're playing pretty well. The defense is a concern because I don't think because I mean they won't be able to outscore everybody. They're going to have games where their offense isn't clicking. I mean, they still got Denver, and then they still got Denver to contend with. And despite the outcome from the Sunday night game, I still like KC's defense. They just ran into the proverbial buzzsaw with Pittsburgh. But I don't think. I mean, they're clearly they're getting better. I don't think they're a playoff team better. But in the AFC, who knows? But I don't think they're a playoff team. But they're keeping things entertaining and interesting. They do have that off. They do have an offense with Carr, with Crabtree, with Cooper that can really put some points and give some opposing defenses a scare or two. Especially give them a scare or two. When facing them. Big win against, like I said, big win against Baltimore. The schedule does lighten up a bit. They do get San Diego next. They do get San Diego. I think in 2 weeks or so. I think they have their off week, and then they get KC. So it'll be interesting to see. And then I think they get Jacksonville, and then they get on the road for Tampa. But it's interesting to see. I think they have to have some defense. We're not talking the old silver and black defense, but you got to be able to make stops at the right time.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And speaking of the Chargers, what a spectacularly or horrible way to lose yesterday. I mean, you almost had to say they had to try to lose in order to lose yesterday, and dadgummit, they did lose. But no, I want to also take a look across the pond, where Indianapolis played Jacksonville, and an early morning game for those who, as my aunt used to always say, attended Bedside Baptist Sunday morning. You had a chance to watch this game in the morning. I want to start off with getting your impressions of the game before I ask about Andrew Luck. What did you think about how Blake Bortles and the offense looked? What was the difference? And I know they gave up 21 points in the fourth quarter and made the game interesting. What was the difference yesterday between the games that Jacksonville had lost previous to this and what they did yesterday to win?
I think one, that was the most important thing. They got off the losing track and got a win. I thought what they did, focused on that first half, and I think the first half they played that. I think their best ball to me so far in the season. I like what Yeldon was doing. He was running the ball very well. They used that, between Yeldon and then Ivory. They utilize Ivory best. Ivory is more of a between tackle when we get the hard 2, 3, 4 yards. Yeldon ran the ball very well. Bortles did not turn the ball over. He played very controlled, very contained. And we did see some light out of the defense. The defense did play well in that first half, limiting the Colts. Limiting the Colts in the first half before, Colts came back. Granted, Jacksonville's defense was going up against, I think, one of the worst offensive lines in football with the Colts. So I felt the combination of Yeldon running the ball well, Blake playing control, playing within himself. He didn't turn the ball over in the entire game, and then getting some goodness out of the defense. And it wasn't Dante Fowler or Jalen Ramsey, who, as I said, they both played well. It was Yannick, the 69th pick from the third round of this year's draft. He really got to the quarterback, really played well. I'm not going to even try to pronounce his last name. Lucky I got the Yannick part out of it. But he played very well for that defense, but like the second half was, they let that slip and they second half almost gave it away, especially with that long bomb that Luck threw. But I saw a lot of positives. Still not. It's just one game, and the Colts are as bad as not a lot of people are making it out to be. Jacksonville still got a lot of issues, that they got to work out. Still think Gus Bradley needs to go. So anybody can look at the record.
Yeah.
But it was nice that they got the win at least.
Do you think that T.J. Yeldon is ever a 20 carry back?
No, I don't think so, and I don't mean that as to be flippant and saying is no. But I think but nowadays, who is a 20 carry back? Now?
Fair enough.
So I mean, Adrian Peterson, maybe he did the ball to Todd Gurley 20 times only because the Rams don't have anybody else other than him. But no, I don't think he's a 20 carry back. Now you need more than one back. I mean, the days of toting the rock 200, 300, 400, 500 times a season is over, and I think it gives you a little bit more versatility. And I don't think we de-emphasize the running back. Everybody's now more versatile. You got to have more than one back. I remember you and I probably remember. I remember Michael Turner from the Atlanta Falcons carried the rock 500 times, and he was out the league within 2 years.
Yep.
Larry Johnson, the same thing.
Yep.
He carried the rock a whole bunch of times, and he was out the league within 2 years. So Yeldon's not a 20 carry type of guy, but man, if you can get 10, 15 carries, same thing with Chris Ivory, who's going to get you those tough yards. We should get you those tough yards between tackles. That could work.
Yeah, and
yeah,
and there's no doubt about that. And I completely agree with you when it comes to that. I look at someone like Latavius Murray last year, who was a frontline running back. No matter how you looked at it, and this year the Raiders have given them 14 carries, 8 carries, 10 carries, 8 carries. Like I said, they have been using a three-headed monster out there in Oakland. And like you said, who is a 20 carry back, and we might have seen the last of that. I know a lot of these guys do not like to share time for obvious reasons, even though you can say it extends their career, which it will. A lot of people, I think a lot of running backs feel like you're never going to kind of get that big payday that they so desire by doing that. With the same token, because that position has been devalued so much of late these last few years. So, as we're getting to the end of the show, we are also bumping up against a Monday night game. How do you see the Monday night game in the sense of who do you have tonight? Do you have Minnesota at home? Do you have Giants? Giants coming out the NFC East, a division that is as winnable as can come. Minnesota, has any team suffered as much adversity coming from injuries than the Minnesota Vikings? How you see this shaping out? Who do you have winning?
I like the Vikings in this one. I'm very impressed with their defense, and it's a defense that I've said around that they don't hit you with a lot of household names, but they play as a unit. They're very good, and I think they could possibly maybe recreate some of that Carolina magic from last year, where injuries sort of derailed. Where Carolina, you would think the injuries would derail the team, but somehow Carolina makes it to the Super Bowl. I think Minnesota has that sort of magic. I think they have it, and Stephon Diggs just very, very undervalued in college. Now he's signing to place in the NFL. So I like Minnesota's defense to win it over the Giants. Odell Beckham's going to have to face a very good defense. Then not a kicking net. Minnesota's defense will hit that.
Yeah. Tonight for me, I do like the Giants. I think this is going to be one of these crazy Monday night games where you're going to hear people say, I went to bed in the third quarter, but I wish I had stayed up for the entire game. I think it's one of these games where in the third and fourth quarter, there's going to be a lot of back and forth, and I think it's going to be one of these classic Eli Manning games after he's probably done something stupid in the first half. A classic Eli Manning game.
And you know what? Hey, to cut you off real quick. And you know what? Because you got NBA preseason, I'm flipping back between Monday night and Boston Bulls are playing the preseason. So I'll probably watch a whole lot of the preseason and then miss, Eli throw a costly interception because that's what Eli does.
Yeah, exactly. But I think at the end, the Giants find a way to pull this off in the fourth quarter. I, too, will be definitely going back and forth between the Monday night game and the NBA season. As this season goes on, this show gets a lot more interesting once college football. Once we mix in basketball with the football, this is going to be an exciting show. It'll be one of these shows that won't have enough time because there will be so many things to talk about for the NBA. I am just as excited as anyone to see the NBA back. And, for me, college basketball is kind of like number one to my heart. So definitely with that getting started, I'm very, very excited. Saw the Instagram post from the University of North Carolina down there in Chapel Hill of their first practice today. And I was just like, this is the greatest time of year. We are, like I said, up against the end of the show. The one thing I say, I know people who know me well said, Marcus, you did not take Ryder Cup. You did not talk Ryder Cup tonight. I am putting something together where you will hear me talk about golf and Ryder Cup. It just wasn't going to be on this show.
We didn't talk playoffs either.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So we're going to catch up on a lot of things. Thank you for listening to Making the Cut. Always catch the replay podcast. You can follow Brandon on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. We will post the links to the replay of the show. You can always listen to us live on Monday night on WBLZ Sports. Thank everyone for listening tonight, and thank you for all of the support.
Make the match, Andrew powerbombed him, and Bill Eadie asked at the time, was like, "Yeah, we're done. What in the hell did he just do to my partner?" Barry Tarso's like, "I'm going to become Repo Man. I'm done being demolished." He powerbombed him into a gimmick change. They then brought in Brian Adams and made Crush. Crush then showed up. Darso became Repo Man, and Tenru went back to put on 5-star matches with Kobashi and Kawada. There's the rant of the night.
From high spots to low blows, Popping on a Squared Circle covers all your professional wrestling news, rumors, and more. Check us out right here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on WBLZ Radio.
Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing. He has over 30 years of painting experience. He's interior, exterior, commercial, or residential. Doug Peffer covers it all. Is your house looking ugh? We'll call on Doug. Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing. 404-966-3361. Mention WBLZ Sports and get a special We've Got Balls discount. That's Doug Peffer Painting and Pressure Washing. 404-966-3361.
Hi, this is Josh Rimmer. If you want to know all the latest news, scoops, and highlights, including hearing from some of the big names in hockey with some celebrity hockey fans sprinkled in, be sure to join me every Sunday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the Josh Rimmer Hockey Show right here on WBLZ Sports. We got balls.
Eastlake Sports, live Sunday mornings with host Craig Goldberger and Andrew Marchetti. It's 2 hours of sports talk from a fan's perspective. Have an opinion? Join our conversation live. Topics will range from golf and MMA to the major sports such as the NFL, the NBA, and Major League Baseball, and get everything in between. We'll cover it all each and every Sunday on the Inscriber Media Network.
Whether it be your industrial, commercial, or residential needs, Gen Service is the electrical contractor for you. The Gen Service team has the expertise, commitment, and educational years to help you solve your electrical concerns. They have you in their best interest with helpful suggestions to accommodate your every want. Give them a call no matter the size of the job at 740-438-7173. And mention WBLZ Sports, you will get a discount. That's Gen Service, 740-438-7173.
Son of a bitch, Paul, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home?